Hi, so here's the first edition of me teaching a little bit, and I'm going to run you guys really quickly through a PowerPoint um, about basic botany. So here we go. This is your introduction to Plants and Society, Bio 108. So we use plants everywhere in our life, and that's what you guys have really come to class to learn about. And you've got an assignment where you need to tell me about plants you've interacted with in your day. So I'm going to go through a couple of examples and give you guys a few hints. And I suspect you've already been thinking about it and moving towards figuring it out. So this is a picture of a marketplace, not in the United States, but around the world, this is where a lot of people get their food. They don't necessarily go to a grocery store like we do. They have options for getting amazingly fresh food from almost directly from the people who grew it. So probably what comes to mind when you think about how we interact with plants is eating. I know that's a big one for me. We drink plants as well. I suspect most of you started your day perhaps with a caffeinated beverage, coffee or tea, and we have plants to thank for those as well. Other beverages we might indulge in: wine, sake, beer, all of those things again. We have plants to thank for their existence. Spices. Some of you might recognize this one. These are cloves, and this is part of what makes eating interesting, that we can add different flavors, herbs, and spices so that things don't taste the same all the time. That's a biggie. Certainly at my house, there are very few meals that don't have hot sauce added to them. That would be my husband, not me. But that might be true at your house as well, or you might have people who don't do spice at all. There's a range for everybody. All right. Even if you're at home in your pajamas, they are made of some sort of fiber. This is what cotton looks like growing. We actually grow quite a bit of it here in Arizona. Other fibers that we can make clothes out of would also include hemp, but cotton is certainly king in Arizona. And in many other parts of the country, Arizona not so much, you might live in a structure that's actually made out of wood. And certainly a lot of the houses made out of wood are still standing because they are very well made. And it's a wonderful building material. And certainly structurally, all our houses here, or many of them, are framed in wood. So it's still a hugely important building material. And again, another huge industry in the northern parts of the state. So we also find plants, on this slide I would say we think of them as inspiration. So they might be beauty just for looking at, or beauty that moves you to create art, or you might be using something made of wood to make another kind of art, such as the instrument here. So plants have inspired all sorts of stories and poetry and other wonderful creations. And getting us moving towards a slightly scholastic direction, this is papyrus, and it was what was used to make the first paper. So people were writing things down. This is an Egyptian print on the other side of the screen, and they might not be telling stories in words the way we might be, but they are telling a story with pictures. And that resonates just as strongly for many, many people. And other uses of plants, far more practical. We can have bowls and baskets and things to eat out of, things to store our food in, things that are practical, or again, maybe just things that are beautiful, or a wonderful combination of both. And here's a slide that's suggesting plants as medicine, and we will certainly have a big unit on this. Plants are used medicinally all over the world. A little bit more in this country. We're moving in that direction. And I know for a lot of you it's a pretty interesting and hot topic, so we will explore that. Another example of plants as medicine and healthy uses. Aloe vera grow all over the place here in Phoenix, and I suspect many of you have used them intentionally or without intention in some products that are good for your health and beauty. And again, just a quick reminder, botany is the study of plants. We're going to go into more detail about some of the names on here. And another idea I just want to leave you with, big word, ethnobotany. That's the study of how people use plants. So we will be talking about that this semester as well. And some of the favorite plants we always notice and like are the really bright ones, the colorful ones, the flowers. Those grab our attention. And that's exactly what they mean to do. That is their goal, to get your attention and keep your attention. And finally, I'm going to leave it that it's going to be your turn soon to share how you've interacted with plants and what plants you've paid attention to. So that's going to be your assignment coming up very soon. All right, thanks for listening.